Hi children. So this is for class 7th lesson number 3 fiber to fabric. Yes. So we are discussing about the topic that is what fiber to fabric. Yes. So in last class we have discussed about the different types of fabrics and the sources of fabrics or fibers. Okay. So we have discussed deeply in last class about what? Wool. Yes. So how we get the yarn by wools. Okay. So how we get wool by yarns. So in this class today we will continue one of the fabric, that is silk. Yes. So you might have seen at your home that your mother wear the silk sarees. Yes. So you also wear some silk materials. You use some silk materials. Yes. So silk is one of the natural fiber, and these silk which we get from by animals, that we are called what? Silkworms. Yes. So this silk was get by the silkworm. So silk was discovered in first time, it was discovered in where? In China. Okay. So it was discovered in China. So now we will see the discovery of silk. So look at this animation and listen carefully. Afterwards I will continue this. Just listen carefully.
Silk is one of the most prized fabrics in the world. Most people love to wear silk apparels on special and auspicious occasions. Silk is obtained from silkworms, which are cultured on commercial scale to obtain silk. But have you ever wondered that how this fiber was discovered 5,000 years back by the mankind? According to an old Chinese legend, silk was discovered by a Chinese empress. She found some white worms eating up the leaves of the mulberry trees in her garden. She noticed that worms were spinning shiny cocoons around them. She collected some of those cocoons. Accidentally, one of the cocoons dropped into her cup of tea. She noticed that the cocoon was actually made from a long thread that was both strong and soft. In this way, the fiber of silk was discovered, but Chinese guarded the secret of silk for over 1,000 years. Afterwards, traders and travelers introduced silk to various parts of the world. Silk was introduced in India about 1900 years ago. The story of its introduction is related to a Chinese princess who married an Indian prince. She was very fond of silk fabric, and therefore she brought silkworm eggs to India in her headdress and fed them with the leaves of Indian mulberry trees, initiating the silk production in India. Currently, world's production of silk is estimated to be around 1,25,000 metric tons per year. China holds top position with production of about 80% of the world's silk. India is also a leading producer, accounting for 10% of the world production. India is the world's second largest producer and consumer of silk and its products.
Okay. So this is the discovery of silk. Yes. Yes. So now let us discuss more about the silk. Yes. See what sericulture. So what do you mean by sericulture? See, it is the rearing of silkworms for producing skill. That is silk. Sorry. So what do you mean by sericulture? Sericulture, it is the process, and by this process, the rearing of silkworm for producing silk. Okay. So the rearing of silkworm by producing silk. We call it as what? Sericulture. So to rear the silkworm to producing a silk, which we are called what? Sericulture. So rearing means what? To rearing means what? We will keep, to produce silk, we give the sufficient nutrients to silkworm. Okay. So we provide a space for them, and by that we get a silk. So that process which we are called what is sericulture. Next is what? Silk. Silk is a fiber or animal fibers. So these silk fibers are animal fibers, and which are made up of proteins. Okay. These fibers are made up of proteins, and China leads the world in silk production. So it is the first place where China was the first place. It was invented by the first time. Okay. So it is in lead position to produce the production of silk. So India is also ranked amongst the leading silk producing country. So India is also one of the leading producing country, but the lead place is there where that is in China. So silkworm are caterpillars of silk moth spin silk fibers. So these silkworm are caterpillar of silk moth spin the silk fibers. So the spin of the thread of silk which we are get from the caterpillars of silk moth. See, silk yarn. How can we make by using silk? Yarn means what? Thread. Yes. So how we make yarn by using the silk? Okay. So the silk yarn is obtained from the cocoon of the silk moth. Okay. The cocoons means what? Which is surrounded by the silkworm. That white color that you might have seen just now in that video. So the white color, which is nothing but what? Which is nothing but cocoon of the silk moth. See the examples of silk moth, that is a silk are, that is Tassara silk, Muga silk, Kosa silk, etc., which are obtained from the cocoons spun by different types of moths. Okay. So these are obtained from the cocoon spuns by the different types of silk moths. See, the most common silk moth is the mulberry silk moth. Okay, generally the most commonly which we are used, that is what? Which silk moth? That is mulberry silk moth. So silk fiber from the cocoon of this moth is very soft. The cocoon which we are get from this mulberry silk moth, it is very soft, lustrous. Here lustrous means what? Shine. Okay, and these are also elastic and can be dyed in a beautiful colors. Okay, we can make a different colors. We can dye it by a beautiful different colors. See, what is the scientific name of this mulberry is what? Morus alba. Okay, so the scientific name of mulberry silk is what? Morus alba. Okay, so this is about the silk yarn. Okay. So silk yarn are obtained from the cocoons of the silk moth, and the most common silk moth is mulberry silk moth. Why? Because this cocoon moth is very soft, lustrous and elastic and be dyed very easily into different colors. Okay, that is why we use mulberry silk. Next is what the life cycle of a silk moth. Okay, how can we get this silk from the silkworm? What is the life cycle of this silk moth? See, the female silk moth lays egg. Okay, lays eggs, and which are hatched to form larvae. Larvae means what? See, which were come outside. These female lays, when lays the eggs, means afterwards what will happen? From that egg broken and the larvae which is come out. Okay, so the animal, the silkworm which is come out, this is the small silkworm that we have called it as what? Larvae, and which is come out from the egg. Okay, so the egg hatched to form larvae, and that larvae which we have called it as what? Caterpillars or silkworms. Okay, when the larvae come out of that eggs, no, that we have called it as what? Caterpillars or silkworms. So the silkworms, these afterwards what will happen after the laying eggs, and when it come out of the egg, means afterwards what they will do? The silkworm feeds on leaves and grows. Okay, so they keep these silkworms on the leaves. Okay, so by using these leaves, the silkworm feed on that leaves and they start grows. So it then secretes a fiber made up of proteins. Afterwards, after feeding, it then secretes a fiber made up of. Afterwards, it secretes a fiber made of protein that hardens on exposure, that is exposure to air, and this fiber which we have called it as what? Silk fibers. Okay. See, next is what? A cocoon is a protective covering that an insect's larva spins around itself. Okay, so the cocoon is a protective covering. It is a protecting covering that an insect, here insects means what? Insects larva means what? Silkworm or caterpillars. They spin around itself a protective layer. Okay, so the silky thread are formed when the sticky liquid secreted by the insect. Okay, next what happens? The silky threads are formed when the sticky liquid secreted, when the insect secreted a sticky liquid. Okay, so by this liquid it will convert a silky thread like structure, and then to form the cocoon here, the white color layer that we can see, it will be covered to that silkworm. So this was very hardened. Okay, next what happens? The pupa grows and changes inside the cocoon. Okay, so afterwards the pupa here, which is nothing but the covering. After the covering, the silkworm which is covered a protective layer, no, that we are called, that is what called it is pupa, and the pupa grows and changes inside the cocoon. So after a few weeks, the cocoon open up and an adult moth comes out. So after it becomes grow, the silkworm come out. The adult moth, that is the silkworm, come out, and molting is the process. Afterwards, the process, that is what? Molting. So by this process, in which each larva shed its skin 4 times, and then a silk yarn is obtained from the cocoon of the silkworm. Okay. Next is what? The life cycle of silk moth. Once you see this life cycle by this animation. So not the CS. So what is first? The first step is that what? The adult silk moth. These are what? These are the adult silk moth, just like butterfly. Yes, no? See, these are the adult silk moths, and then these silk moths lays egg. These silk moths lays egg. See, these silk moths lays egg that we are, and they feed on mulberry leaves. Okay, so these lays eggs, and they start to feed on these mulberry leaves, and afterwards they come out the larvae like structure. When eggs are broken, the larvae are come out and they feed on the mulberry leaves. Afterwards the silk thread around the caterpillar, okay, the protective layer which will form by the insects, that we are called what, which the thread by the caterpillars. Then after the silk moth in developing stage, that we are called it as what, pupa. Pupa, which is nothing but what, the developing stage of silk moth. So next is what, so likewise the cocoon will produced by the silkworm, okay. So here is the life cycle of silk moth. Look at this animation.
Silk moth. The silk moth feeds on fresh mulberry leaves. The bee lays Let us sum. Silk is an important fiber. It is obtained from silk moth. The silk moth feeds on fresh mulberry leaves. The female silk moth lays hundreds of eggs at a time. The larvae hatch from eggs in about 14 days. The larva, called caterpillar or silkworm, eats day and night and increases enormously in size. After 25 to 30 days, the caterpillar stops eating and enters the next stage of its life cycle called pupa. It first weaves a net to hold itself, then it swings its head from side to side. During these movements of the head, caterpillars secrete fiber made of protein. This hardens on exposure to air and becomes silk fiber. Soon the caterpillar completely covers itself by silk fiber. This covering is known as cocoon. Further development of the moth continues inside the cocoon, which grows into silk moth.
So this is about the life cycle of silkworm. So through how we get fiber by silkworm, okay. Next is that what, the cocoon to silk. Also after the next is what, after we get the cocoons, what we will do, we will start the rearing of silkworm. So a female silkworm, silk moth, lays hundreds of eggs at a time, and these eggs are stored carefully at a suitable temperature, and the eggs hatch to produce larvae, which are called as what, caterpillars or silkworms. Then the larvae are kept in clean boxes where they feed on fresh mulberry leaves for about 25 to 30 days and grow in size. So the caterpillar then secretes a liquid, okay, that hardens on coming in contact with air and changes into a fine thread. So the processing of silk includes 3 steps. That is, first is what, the reeling, spinning of fiber and weaving, okay. So the fiber which is produced by 3 steps, that is reeling, spinning of fiber and weaving. The first step is what, reeling. In this step, so after gathering all the cocoons, after getting the all cocoons from the silk moth, the insect inside them are killed by boiling. So the insects which are inside the cocoons though, which were killed by the boiling process or keeping them in ovens, and the silk fiber is obtained from the cocoons. Okay, so the process which we are called it as what? Reeling. So in this process what will happen? We will remove the silk from that silk moth. The cocoons which we released, that we removed from the silkworm. Okay, so we will kill by the process, by boiling inside the insects. Okay, so this is the process which we are called it as what? Reeling. See, reeling is done in special machines which unwind the fibers of the silk from the cocoons. Okay, so this process which is done in a special machines means to remove the cocoon from that silk, that is the insect. Okay, so the insects which are covered by a protective layer, that we are called it as what? Cocoons. Yes, so we have to remove the cocoons from that insect. Yes, so for that purpose we have to kill the insect which is present inside the cocoon. Yes, so the process of that which we are called it as what? Reeling. So reeling which is done by the special machines which unwind the fibers of the silk from the cocoon. So the next process is that after removing the cocoons from the insects, it is the process, next process is that what? Spinning. So spinning is the process in which silk fibers are twisted together to form a yarn. You know that what do you mean by spinning? Spinning, which is nothing but what? We convert fiber to yarn, that we are called it as what? Spinning. Okay, so we get from silk moth that cocoons. Okay, after removing the cocoon, that we converting into the thinnest, we will get the thin strands. Yes, so by joining that thin strands, we will converting into in the form of yarns. Okay, so the twisted threads convert together to form a yarn. In this spinning process, the converting of the thin strands into the yarn, that is fiber to yarn. So this was done by manually or by machines. Okay, this may be done by the manually spinning or by the machines. So next process is that what? Weaving. Weaving, which is nothing but what? Yarn to fabrics. It is the weaving is the process of converting of yarn to fabrics. By using that yarn, we can make a different designing cloths. Okay, so a silk cloth is made by weaving of yarns or threads. Here yarns which are nothing but threads. Okay, so by using that yarns, we can make a different color of thread, that is fabrics or cloths. Next is what? This is the process how we can convert the fiber to fabric by using the silkworm. Okay, so by using the silkworm, how we can convert to the fiber to, by using, that is the silk fiber to fabric. Okay, so this is the process which includes 3 steps, that is what? Reeling. After getting the cocoons, we converting into the fabric by 3 steps, that is reeling, next is spinning, and another one is what? Weaving. Okay, reeling means what? Removing cocoons from the silkworm, and in the spinning process we convert the thin strands into yarn. Okay, in this weaving we make by using that yarns into different fabrics. Okay, so this is about the process of silk, that is a silk fiber, that how we can convert silk to silk fiber. So next is what? Uses of silk. So these, by using this silk we make wall hangings, and also which is used in making dress, carpet, okay, and saris, and also chairs, that is upholstery. So this is about what? Uses of silk. Okay, let's do an exercise. So match the word of a column A with those given in column B. Okay, so mulberry leaves. So what are these mulberry leaves? These are the food of silkworm. Yes, no? So after laying eggs, it will be feed on mulberry leaves. Okay, there they get, by these mulberry leaves silkworm get nutrients. Okay, so by these are the mulberry leaves are the food of silkworm. So answer is what? Food of silkworm. Cocoon. What is this cocoon? What is this cocoon? So cocoon yields the silk fibers. By this cocoon only, cocoon is the protective layer of silkworm. Yes. So by this cocoon we get silk fibers. Yes. After getting the cocoons only, we can make a fiber. Yes, we can make a fabrics by the silk yarn. Okay. Next is what? Molting. Molting is the shedding of skin. So what is yak? Yak is the wool yielding animal. Next is what? Fill in the blanks. Okay. What is the scientific name of mulberries here? That is Morus alba. Yes. So rearing of silkworm for producing silk, which we are called it as what? Sericulture. Yes. So the process of taking out silk fiber from the cocoon for the processing of silk thread, which we are called it as what? That is reeling. This process which we can see by making to remove the cocoons from the insects. So this is about the lesson. Okay. So here your lesson completes. Thank you.